You ever stop and wonder how every single part of you, from the thoughts in your head to the tips of your toes, gets the energy it needs to, well, live? It's all thanks to this incredible, high-speed delivery network running inside you right this second. So let's buckle up and take a journey through this amazing system of superhighways, your arteries.
Okay, so it all starts right here, with this powerful pump in the middle of your chest. Every single beat, thump, thump, launches blood on this absolutely critical journey. But where does it actually go? What are the first big highways leading out of this, let's call it, Grand Central Station?
So our journey begins right at the source. And here's something you might find surprising. There aren't, dozens of exits from the heart. Nope, there are just two. Two massive vessels that have to handle all the traffic. And these two arteries are the pulmonary trunk and the aorta. Seriously, you can think of them like two drivers leaving the same garage. One's heading on a short trip to the next town over, and the other is embarking on a cross-country road trip. Their destinations and what they're carrying couldn't be more different.
So, here's the key difference, the whole reason for the two roads. The pulmonary trunk, that's the one in blue, it's carrying used-up, deoxygenated blood on a super short trip to the lungs to get a refill of oxygen. But the aorta, the one in red, well, that's the superstar of our journey. It grabs all that fresh, oxygen-rich blood and starts the long-haul trip to deliver it to literally everywhere else in the body. And yeah, that's the road we're going to take. We're about to follow the path of the aorta, which is, without a doubt, the single most important artery in your entire body. This thing is the I-95, the mother road. It's the main interstate that almost every other arterial highway branches off from. So if we were to get a little more technical, the aorta is basically the trunk of the entire arterial tree. It kicks off right from the left ventricle of the heart and just starts this massive journey straight down through the body, carrying all that life-giving blood. Its sheer size and its central role, it's just incredible when you think about it.
All right, our road trip officially begins right here, at this big, beautiful curve called the aortic arch. See how it loops right over the top of the heart? It's just like a massive freeway interchange. And, you guessed it, just like a real interchange, this is where you find the first major exits. The off-ramps designed to send blood traffic up to your head and arms. Okay, so after we clear that big arch, the aorta kind of straightens out and starts its long drive south, right down the center of your body. The section that runs through your chest, we call that the thoracic aorta. Then, once it punches through the diaphragm, it gets a new name, the abdominal aorta. It's all one continuous highway, we just give different names to different stretches of the road. And wow, this really puts its scale into perspective, doesn't it? Look at that, it runs right down parallel to the spine. It's basically the central pillar, the absolute backbone of your entire circulatory network. It's literally hugging the structure that holds your whole body upright. Okay, let's double back for a second and take that first major exit off our superhighway. We're heading back up to that aortic arch to check out the northern routes, the ones that supply, well, everything above the heart. So off this main interchange, you've got three main exits. The first big one, the brachiocephalic trunk, handles the whole right side, your right arm and the right side of your head. Then you've got the left common carotid, which is like a direct express lane to the left side of your brain. And finally, the left subclavian artery, which is the main highway heading out to your left arm. Now, the path down your arm is a perfect example of how this whole system works. It's really just one long road that keeps changing its name depending on what neighborhood it's in. It starts as the subclavian artery, right under your collarbone. Then, as it passes through your armpit, it's called the axillary artery. And finally, for the trip down your upper arm, it becomes the brachial artery. And check this out. This visual shows that path perfectly. You can literally trace that single continuous vessel making its way from your chest, past your shoulder and running right down your arm next to your bicep. That right there, that's the lifeline that powers every single thing you do with your arms. Lifting, waving, holding your phone, you name it. All right, let's get back on the main highway, back onto the aorta, and keep heading south. Our next big stop is the abdomen. You can think of this as the body's engine room. It's where all your vital organs live, and trust me, they are always hungry for fuel and oxygen. So this stretch of highway has some of the most critical exit ramps you're going to see. You've got a major branch, the celiac trunk, that services the stomach, liver, and spleen. Then there's another huge one dedicated to that massive network of your intestines. And this is super important. You've got a pair of big renal arteries that divert a ton of blood to the kidneys to get cleaned. Okay, I know this map looks
A little complicated, right? But it shows the logic perfectly. You can see that main highway, the aorta, running right down the middle. And then you see these intricate, almost tree-like branches spreading out from it. Their only job is to deliver that high-pressure, oxygen-rich blood to every single nook and cranny of your intestines and all those other vital organs.
Well, our journey down the main superhighway, the aorta, is almost over. As we get down into the lower abdomen, this massive vessel's getting ready for its final big job, splitting the traffic and sending blood down the southern roots into your legs and feet.
And this is it, the end of the line for the aorta. It doesn't just fizzle out. No way. It does something called bifurcation, which is just a fancy way of saying it splits cleanly into two. And that split creates two brand new highways, the common iliac arteries, one for the left leg and one for the right.
And hey, just like we saw in the arm, the path down the leg is basically one long road that just keeps changing its name. It starts off as the common iliac, then turns into the femoral artery as it enters the thigh, and then once it's behind your knee, we call it the popliteal artery. It's simple, it's logical, it's just really efficient design. And right here, you can see that femoral artery running through the thigh. And man, it is a massive vessel. It has to be, right? It's got the huge job of supplying blood to the biggest muscles in your body, like your quads and hamstrings. This is the artery that powers every single step you take, every jump, every run.
So let's just zoom all the way out for a second. From that first arch supplying the brain, all the way down the aorta fueling our organs, and finally splitting off to power our legs, that's the map we just traveled. It is a vast, complicated, and honestly an absolutely beautiful system, and it's working tirelessly for you right now every single moment.
I mean, this perfectly designed network is literally what's keeping you alive, second by second. But the whole thing depends on one simple fact. The roads have to stay clear. So it leaves us with a really important question, doesn't it? What happens when one of these superhighways gets a roadblock?